everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Dr. Gina Wong. I'm a registered psychologist and a professor at Athabasca University. I'm also the founder and ambassador of the Asian Gold Ribbon Campaign, and I come to you from the traditional lands of Treaty 6 in Alberta, Canada. Some of the information that's presented today is quite upsetting, so just want to give you that heads up. Many of you know the atrocities happening around the world and even at our own doorstep. In my neighborhood at the University of Alberta, a Chinese international student was stabbed in the arm, and bystanders were pushing each other back, saying that's his problem. What really inflamed me was that media would not portray this as anti-Asian racism. Instead, they were focused on making sure the public knew that transit was still safe. And in the United States, lots of other incidents is happening. For example, the 61-year-old Asian man still is in a coma. And this 75-year-old woman on March 17th actually fought her attacker. She was standing against a light pole, really doing nothing, minding her own business. Earlier that morning, there was a second victim, an 83-year-old Chinese man. And of course, you've all heard about the Atlanta mass killing of 8 people, 6 of which were Asian women. How can this be happening in today's day and age? It is really a time of mourning, a time of grief, and a time to stand up. These attacks and more serve as a catalyst, sparking public outcry and an apex of rage for Asians to speak out. And this is why I am doing this campaign. It's my own foray into this racial justice work. So let me tell you a little bit more. The Chinese symbol crisis is a combination of the Chinese characters of danger and opportunity. Now, we really don't want to be thinking about racist attacks as being anything of an opportunity. However, this now is an opportune, pivotal moment in time to rise up, to speak out against these heinous acts of violence and racism. Sinophobia is known as the fear and disdain of Chinese people, and this is what's happening. I'd like to introduce Sheila Wong, who is also the co-founder of the Asian Gold Ribbon. Sheila is from Toronto, Ontario. And we also have 3 amazing youth ambassadors who are part of the campaign. We have Emma, Aria, and Liam. Anti-Asian racist attacks in Canada, 84% of them are East Asians that are affected. And our youth, 42% under 18 years of age. So this campaign needs to be and focus on the youth. And so we have our youth ambassadors. I want to tell you about my story. Growing up as the only family in Montreal where I was born. And every day, just about every day after school in grade 1, kids would chase me, kick me, spit at me, throw things at me, pull their eyes to imitate my Chinese eyes, throw racial slurs, they would spit at me. Everything that would basically tell me that I wasn't wanted, that I didn't belong, and that something about me was hateful. And it was very hard growing up with that almost every day at such an early age. And it has long-standing impact and has in my life, battling some internalized racism and also some, trying to figure out my own identity and where the Chinese part of me sits. So this campaign is very much motivated by my own experiences, not only of that time, but in my adolescence and adulthood as well. What I also want to share, coming back to my PowerPoint, that it's a time for us to really look at stopping the hate. How can we focus on peace and love? Those are kind of cliche words, but nonetheless is what's needed right now. We have all these damaging stereotypes, these just a few of them, calling us the yellow peril, those who are carrying disease and virus transmitters. So much of what current day in the pandemic is causing so much of the anti-Asian sentiment. And then the model minority, that we are a culture who has upward mobility and close to whiteness, because if we work hard enough and strive long enough, we can be successful. And how damaging these stereotypes are to put us in one category, failing to see the intersectionality, the diversity of ourselves and our lives, and the different roles that we play in society. And so the Asian Gold Ribbon Campaign, if we're talking about stereotypes, I talk about the trifecta of myself being Asian, a Canadian, and being a woman. And the cultural expectation with those combined would be very much to stay quiet. But the Asian Gold Ribbon Campaign was founded because I could no longer stay silent, meek and voiceless, kind of like the expected Asian Oriental. So the Asian Gold Ribbon Campaign galvanizes individuals and organizations and communities to demonstrate solidarity against anti-Asian racism and to recognize its profound psychological impact. As a psychologist, that's very important to me. We rise to support healing, to amplify our voices, and to educate to raise awareness. This campaign is an ongoing commitment for an Asian movement. So things that you can do to help. The inaugural Asian Gold Ribbon Day will take place Thursday, May 20th. Gold ribbons are worn as a show of community support, which is demonstrated through our visibility campaign. Because of the pandemic, currently we can't get together and rally. And so it's online that we ask people to post selfies, to gather in the groups of their families in which they can, and post on social media. We want widespread reach to show and to proudly say we stand together, Asians and non-Asians, who rise in this solidarity and counter racist stereotypes. And we want to take up space, be bold, hear our voices. So during the month of May, we want people to wear gold ribbons to celebrate Asian Heritage Month, and for capturing in a public way, you wearing masks, the ribbon. We also have Asian Gold Ribbon pins, some of which are limited editions. And so we hope that you'll participate. It would mean so much. I think all together, if we combine our efforts and visibly show that we stand together, that makes a very important statement. Other ways to participate, we have the email logo insignia to add to your signature line, and also your Facebook profile. You can add images to show that you're a proud Asian or an Asian ally. We also have the Asian Gold Ribbon Day. Our virtual events include the Let's Talk webinar hosted by ACT to End Racism. The Minister Shager will also be in attendance. And we have the inaugural East Asian Youth Summit that afternoon for an hour and a half that we're hosting, also to be attended by Minister Shager. Please find more information on our website, asiangoldribbon.com. We want to make sure that it's understood that anti-Asian racism, the campaigns, are not in competition with other fights of racism from other cultures. It's so important that we work together, that we align and we have cross campaigns, because it's all in the effort for justice and for equity in the world. So thank you so much for watching and listening to my presentation. Feel free to contact us. And again, asiangoldribbon.com is our website. Thank you.